Hello, welcome to Construction Sports Weekly Updates. It's the first one of the year. It's not too late to say Happy New Year. It's still January, so we're a couple of weeks in. Had a good week of sorting ourselves out last week, and now we are back at it. We're back in amongst it, getting involved with the construction world once again. So a few things over the Christmas period that popped up. It's been a few, actually. There was one that I picked up on over Christmas every now and then. Not too much, didn't do too much, but when I did check in over the period, there's been a big one about dust control and the HSE's campaign that they're doing about pretty much controlling dust, or in my perspective, I think it's a case of how many people they can sue and fine who's making lots of money. HSE have pretty much taken someone to court and fined them, and that is all for part of their Dust Kills campaign. And I get it, dust is not good, and it's proven that it's damaging construction workers. It's also proven that it causes a lot of issues, respiratory issues, long-term cancers, who knows. There's a whole list of it. Yeah, lung cancer, silicosis. It does a lot. But there's one thing that doesn't sit right with me, and I think it's these people have been, from what they're saying in their HSE report, the company did put measures in place to try and prevent dust, and they've done that, but it ultimately goes back to the right dust control wasn't in place. That ultimately goes back to a face mask, FFP3 they call them, and it's all about face fit testing. To wear one of these pieces of equipment, to be completely 100% covered in terms of from HSE perspective as an employer, you have to have clean-shaven construction workers. I done face fit testing about 7-8 years ago, and I've still since that day not seen someone who's clean-shaven in the construction world, especially people who wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go to work. I'm not going to be causing trouble at home, having a shave at 6, 7 in the morning before they go to work, or even earlier. If there's any construction workers out there who are clean-shaven on a daily basis, can you please make yourself known? Because you're going to have a lot of work coming your way, because you're the only people out there who are allowed, really, to, in line with the HSE's legislation, usually the only people who are allowed to be doing, working in these dusty areas, really, because you can wear a face fit test mask properly. So if you have a beard, if you are not clean shaven, like myself, but you do work in an industry where there is dust, then you pretty much got to step away from your roles. I think that's what it's saying. A few comments online did say back that if you can't be fit for purpose for that, then you're going to have to step back. So I won't be using a petrol saw on site anymore by the looks of it, according to this. And there's a lot of people. I brought up the whole, the religious side of things as well, because we know that the Sikh community as such, they're not a clean-shaven community. And there's no disrespect to whatsoever, but they have beards, quite simply, similar to myself, but not a lot better. And they don't, those guys, and in my neck of the industry, shall we say, in the civils world, steel fix and concrete works, there is a hell of a lot of Sikh people from the Sikh community, Indian backgrounds, and them guys are pretty much being told they can't. I don't know what they're doing. I get it. Years ago, they had it with the turbans and the hard hats, and obviously get around that. Their turbans are now been signed off, and that's okay. I've got an issue with it whatsoever. As long as it's not on my head, I don't mind. The beard thing, though, and being a clean-shaven construction worker, I get it. I understand it's for the best. It's to stop people getting very, very bad illnesses and obviously cancers, whatnot. But there's got to be a different way around that in there, surely. There's got to be a way. We're all going to be walking around looking like astronauts one day, cutting stuff, but you walk through London on a day-to-day basis, you walk through any busy town or city, you can hear petrol saws going off, and I guarantee you'll see a bit of dust as well. So the HSE is going to walk around just literally collecting checks by the looks of it. They're literally having a field day with that. Maybe it's not about the dust control. Maybe it's about an easy fine for them and how they can get easy money in, because we know they're a finance-backed organisation now, and without that finance, they can't operate. So is it an easy win? Don't know. Who am I? Who am I to say? Yeah, so there we go. Another massive, massive, massive one, what is hugely sad in terms of the construction world and businesses. We noticed a lot went bust last year, record amounts from what we've heard. The official number, I don't actually know. I'm sure we'll find out in the long term. But TXM Plant, the road rail equipment specialist, has filed notice of intention to appoint administrator. So they've effectively gone under. TXM, I've worked with them over the years quite a lot. I was on Crossrail and a few jobs in North London. And anyone who's familiar with the rail infrastructure and civil or the rail world of construction, should we say, they will know TXM. I think they're the biggest road rail plant operator in the UK in terms of RRVs. They've gone under. At this, well, who knows? All I can think of, I'm like saying, I'm no professional in this world of understanding politics and businesses going under and not. But all I do know from the rail community is a lot of stuff has been put back or put off. The HS2 is not even there yet, is it really? That's a civils project for a few years. But Network Rail have put so much off. Is that because of COVID? Nobody was using trains. So that effectively means there's a lot of money not going to Network Rail now, so that money is not going into the upkeep of the actual rail system. That's not necessarily the truth. That's how I look at it. I think there's not as many people buying tickets for trains, and that's what the Network Rail kind of rely on in a way, I suppose. There will be obviously some money coming in from the top boards, but in government, really, I suppose. And if government are making as many cuts as they do, government quite clearly don't know their arse from their elbow at the moment. Well, they know each other's arses from their elbow because they can quite happily hand stuff over, but in terms of actually supporting the infrastructure as country, it's in a terrible state. And like I say, you're losing the biggest road rail plant operator. We're talking about earlier, actually. I don't know, again, the actual ins and outs, but the likes of TXM, who have got a lot of plant, what's built for the road rail vehicle market, should we say. So that's pretty much diggers on the track, for people who don't know, for plant that need to be used to operate and to build the rail infrastructure and maintain it. They have plant and machinery. If a possession works then gets cancelled, late notice, what a lot of them do, TXM will then just have to keep that plant and machinery in their yard, or would have. And this, I suppose, goes for a lot of RRV companies. There was Aspens, I think it was a few years back, they went as well. But as soon as Network Rail or something gets canned or a strike happens, that means certain possession works can't go on. Those companies in supply chain have to find a way of paying for that machinery that's sitting in their yard, because I don't know the politics and it all, but I can imagine a lot of these companies do have finances and all this stuff. They still have a lot of payments to pay out for this plant of machinery. So every knock, what puts off another rail project, what puts off another possession works going on, is just another smack in the face of these companies. And there's only so much they can take. The latest accounts is on here for TXM show that the company had a turnover of 38.9 million for the year of April 29, 2022, generating a pre-tax loss of 2.1 million, while employing 276 staff. This is the scary thing for myself when I look at it. That's employing 276 staff. I think, don't get me wrong, when we were in the railway world, when I was kind of in a freelance, self-employed kind of situation, we were paid weekly, so it wasn't too bad. You worked Christmas, you got paid the following week, all your bonuses, the stuff what people give up their Christmases for, and you got paid quick. But when I was employed in the railway world, I didn't get paid my money until end of January. So I'm hoping I'm wrong, and hopefully someone can correct me and say no, or just assure us that we were right. But there's potentially a lot of people employed by TXM who are now due to be paid at the end of the month and maybe not getting paid. If they've gone bust, they've gone bust. If they can't pay that staff, there's potentially a lot of people who have given up their Christmas, their Boxing Day, their Christmas Eves, their New Year's Day, their New Year's Eve to go to work and earn a decent bonus to enjoy the end of January. And God forbid, they might not even get paid. But please let us know if you've heard anything else or any stories on that. If there's people out in trouble. We just noticed actually Flannery Plant Hire put out just now. If there's anybody out there who is interested or part of TXM within that supply chain who is looking for work, there's a number of guys over at that business they've put out. They want to speak to you. They're obviously the biggest machine hire company in the civils world away from RRV territory, but this obviously crossed over skills. Get in touch. There's some big firms out there that will help you. And I know for sure that there's a lot of people out there who want good workers, and I can imagine TXM, from what I worked in the past, there's a lot of good people there, a lot of people professional, qualified, a lot of experience, great work ethics, and they'll be in a position they've not been in a long time. And I know what it's like because I've been there, but when you are with a company for a long time and then suddenly um, things come to a halt and then you've got to find something else, it's a fucking terrifying place to be because you suddenly think that the company you're working for is the only one. But once you get your head out there, there's a lot of people that help. Get in touch, get your little black books out, find the people um, who are literally out there and also able to help, including ourselves. If you've got anything you want us to put in the way, or if you've got anything, please send it over to us. We've got a good little book of contacts so we can help where need be if we can. Yeah, that's pretty much on that one. What else is there? Yeah, so we've got the Construction Sport London Marathon Trek coming on Thursday, the 15th of February. If you are keen and interested in a marathon walk in London, not the actual London Marathon run. This is a trek that we do, different route, a bit more scenic, a bit more fun, bit of a social, bit of a laugh. We start at 6 in the morning-ish, between 6 and 7. Sometime between then we'll get going. I think it is a 6 o'clock start actually, and we'll be heading from London Liverpool Street, and we will be heading over towards Richmond Park in London, kind of via Oxford Street, that kind of direction. Coming back round from Richmond onto the River Thames, and then following the River Thames all the way back to St. Paul's Cathedral, I think we're looking at finishing at. If you are interested in being involved in that, please let us know. The walk will be taking part from pretty much 6 o'clock in the morning. By the time we've had a few snacks and a bit of social on the way, it will be 4 o'clock in the afternoon finish, 1600 hours, 4 p.m. Get in touch with us. If you don't want to do half marathon, but you don't do a full marathon, but want to get in touch with us, you can more than happily join on a half marathon. Do whatever you like. You let us know how many miles you fancy doing. Get involved. Let us know, and we will let you know where we will be at certain times. London is very easy to get around with the underground system, so you can pop up at any station. If you've got a meeting to be at 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock, you want to meet us after, or if you just want to meet us at the end for the glory, please do come along. That is all good. We've got a few big talks about a few events coming up. Exhibition season in the summer's coming up. It's going to be good. We're in the plans of the rugby stuff. So Construction Sport Rugby will be back underway with some dates to be announced. A few teams we're going to be playing against as well to be announced. Now we're through Christmas. Yeah, everyone wants to plan at Christmas time, ready for the new year. But at the same time as well in December, nobody gives a fuck about anything apart from having time off at Christmas. So our diary is filling up with events as of today and going forward for the next week or two. And then come February, we should have some dates to be released. Construction Sport 100 Club. That's been a great start, actually. The end of last year, we just put out to a number of companies you know, and quite a few people are jumping on it. It was quite good. £100 per company per month to be part of our network, and there's a whole host of information that comes with it and support. And that actually helps us, and that also helps us help them businesses in a way, and the business to help themselves, delivering content that we can produce like this, where we can keep the voice going and driving change. We've noticed that over the last year that by keeping the noise going, people are starting to listen. We've had some great contacts come forward at the later part of last year, throughout the last year, really. But some people who are realising that the noise we're making isn't going away. So if you are a main contractor out there, if you're a small contractor out there, and you want to be part of it, please get involved. We won't be stopping the noise we make until we see some positive change. There's far too many people being affected by negative mental health in this industry. And science has proven that sport can help and exercise can help. And we alone have proven to ourselves that the great outdoors helps. So we've been walking, we've been trekking, and we carry on, will we? We go out this week with LKB Fitness, which is actually my sister's network. I'm taking them out on a 10-mile trek. There's going to be some walks, actually. We're also talking about a London to Amsterdam bike ride. So if you're interested this summer for a London to Amsterdam bike ride, please come forward and let us know. Dates to be confirmed. We done Paris last year, and by the public demand, we will be going, thinking about Amsterdam. It's looking like a two-day cycle at the moment. So there's also talk of another big bike ride in the UK. We also have a big rally coming in the UK that is to be similar to a Gumball rally, but better because we're doing it. But please, if you're interested, you can click on our website now. You can see there's multiple sports we're getting involved in. If you are a person in the construction industry and you are well into a certain sport and would like to be part of it, get in touch with us. We will be taking on people as kind of ambassadors and people to fly the flag and creating boards and committees that can support different sports in the construction sector, because we will be taking on other parts of the construction sector. We will also be taking on other industries such as the fire brigade, the police force, the ambulance service, and the military services at their sports as well. So we want to promote sport as much as we can, as we do. That will keep us positive. That will keep us sitting here and just slagging off the construction world, because that's not what we want to do. We can't be literally going through this whole year just reporting multiple deaths and bad news. And it comes with the territory, unfortunately, and we see that every year that this stuff does happen. But we've got to make better, we need to make a better go at positive construction news. So there's going to be a lot of negatives coming. There always is. You can't bloody miss it or avoid it. But if we keep on smashing more positive news out there, we can hopefully silence a little bit of that negativity and be part of a good, fun industry. So happy New Year. The year is going to be a good one. I'm feeling positive. 2024, it's an even number. We like evens, not a negative person. So all about the positives, not the odds. Yeah. Happy New Year.